How's everybody doing today? Clint the photographer today. Got another unboxing. I don't know if you guys want to see, but came in this huge box. Since I've been going to a new system, I've been buying a Fuji GFX medium format system, that is. I've been buying lenses used. So used but in good shape, just because I lose money, at least lately. I lose money on all the lenses I want to sell. So I'm trying to find lenses that are in mint shape, but you know, $600-700 less than new. Because I don't know where I'm going to be, what I'm going to be doing next. So I found another one. I'm also trying to keep the kit, the full kit, kind of purpose built. I'm avoiding the portrait specialty lenses for now. I'll probably be doing an unboxing soon though. Because I'm focusing on landscape, cityscapes, stuff like that. So I shoot landscapes and cityscapes and stuff at f8 or f11. So I don't need big aperture lenses. I don't need the weight, and I don't need the expense of them. I think in general society's gotten bokeh crazy. At least the photography part of society. I used to be as well. What the heck? All right. And then I realized I don't shoot that many portraits. This thing's packed well. Got this from Robert's Camera. So camera store. I figure they got a 30-day return policy, so I can check out and see the condition of the used lens and make sure everything works well. So they certainly packed it well. Okay. Get that monstrosity out of the way. Okay, that's a big setup there. All right. Should have started with this box actually. So this is the Fuji GF 100 to 200 millimeter zoom. So this will be my long lens option for now. I'm not shooting wildlife. I mean, medium format isn't really a wildlife, sports, or action camera anyway. I'm sure you could, you know, make it do that and break the rules, but it's not going to be ideal for that. So the purpose for this lens here is telephoto landscapes. It's the 100 to 200, which is equivalent of 79 to 158 millimeters in full frame terms, if I'm correct there, I think. It's reasonably light. Let's get this puppy open. They called the condition on this one mint minus, and it was at a good price, so I'm worried about what's wrong with it. But okay, here we go. So there's that. I was really nervous on the used lens because there's that question of, does it work? Is it got some weird focusing problem, or is it not a good example? You know, everybody talks about having a good example of a lens, and there are lenses that have issues, but I think the whole good or bad example of a lens thing, on the internet they feel like it's like 50-50 chance, but I think it's a very small percentage of faulty lenses that are bad lenses. But and of course you would think that those people would be trying to sell those lenses, you know, and not tell you. Ooh. Okay, one thing that's awesome about this lens is that zoom is super smooth, and it doesn't change in length. Notice, it's internal zooming. So this is my only internal zooming lens, I think. All the other lenses I have changed length, or at least like the 11 to 24 X series lens, the inside piece zooms. You know, the barrel itself doesn't change length, but you see the front moving in and out. This one is all internal moving. That's an interesting lens cap. I'm a little froggy. Sorry, I just woke up, so I didn't have the energy to unbox this last night. Well, the glass is perfect on the front. See the mount. The mount, yeah, the one thing you can tell where on lenses in the GF series is on the contacts of the mount, and it gets a groove kind of in the contacts because the contacts on the lens are riding across the pins on the camera body, and the more the lens was put on and off, the more of a groove you have there. And this looks like it was put on the camera maybe 5 times, let's say. It's very very low usage. I don't see any scratches on the flange, the mounting flange, which is a pet peeve of mine. People take the cap off and then they set it on a concrete wall. Like, why would you do that? Don't do that. Gasket's in good shape. It's a couple little marks, little scuffs on the hood, but it's going to get that anyway. So the foot looks like it was never mounted to a tripod. So yeah, very mint condition. I'm excited to... I got lucky. I've not got lucky before, so one time you're going to catch me opening one and it's going to be like, oh gosh. And I'm going to be going into a Rain Man fit. Yeah, it's pretty light. That's pretty awesome. One thing, it's an optically image stabilized lens, which is cool if you do a lot of hand holding. I don't, but this lens can double as a portrait lens, so portraits I would probably hand hold, at least on location portraits. So I could use this for senior pictures, the little thing that I do on the side. It's got a focus limiter switch too that helps you acquire focus faster just by limiting the range that the focus can throw. 5 meters to infinity or full range, so limits you about 15 feet out and further, or the full range of close-up. Max reproduction ratio is 0.2, which isn't very macro. A lot of the GF lenses aren't very close focusing. Even their macro lens only goes to half life size. Then there's the iOS switch on and off. One thing in the lenses designation is they're all WR. WR is water resistant, so they're all sealed. So there's seals throughout the whole lens here. Tiny bit of dust in there. Not a big deal. That is used. The LM designation, they're not all the Fuji GF lenses are LM. LM is linear motor, which is the fastest of the focusing motors, but this apparently is the first lens of the linear motors that doesn't clunk when you do that when it's not powered. Because I believe it's using magnetic charges like an electromagnet, and when the camera body's not on, you turn it off, and let's say you're pointing down and you turn the camera off, the focusing elements inside will go clunk and you'll hear them because it removes power from that focusing group. And this is the first lens that has some kind of clutch mechanism that stops that from clunking. People that were paranoid about that clunking sound, it doesn't do it. So that's pretty neat. Um, Size-wise, this is almost the exact same size as the 45 to 100. Let me grab that one. So here's the 45 to 100. It's a little longer. Let me, oh, forgot there's a button on that one. I'll break it. All right, so .45 to 100 is a little fatter, a little shorter, but 45 to 100 zooms. So when you zoom it out, you're almost the same length, and then this one doesn't change length. So that's at 100, and then this takes from 100 to 200. So pretty cool. Let's put it on the camera body though. As long as we got the camera running. Here's my 45. So I was trying to build a smaller kit that gives me a complete range. I'm still, as you'll notice, I'm missing my wide angle. So I haven't decided whether, if you're a GFX shooter, let me know. I haven't decided which wide I want. I shoot a lot of cityscapes, so a lot of point light sources. And I've heard the 30mm can have some potential issues with flare. And then the 23mm, $1,000 more expensive. It's 18mm equivalent wide, which is wider than I think I would almost ever shoot, except in occasions if I'm doing interior photography. Like, oh, I need pictures of these rooms in a house because you want to get the whole room. I don't do too many grand landscapes where I really need to exaggerate the foreground element, and the 18mm will make foreground elements much more prominent in the frame. Like 2/3 of the frame could be whatever's in the foreground, and then you could have like the little mountains in the top third of the picture. It's a cool effect. It's dramatic in photos. So I don't know. I know optically the 23mm is incredible. I think the 30's really sharp, and the 30 probably has less distortion, especially if you're going to shoot a wide angle shot of a person. You don't have to avoid the corners nearly as much the less wide the lens is, if that makes sense. But the 30 isn't a whole lot wider than the 45 either, so I don't know. Jury's out. I also love the idea, I have to get away from this lens, but I love the idea of the tilt shift lens that's coming, because I shoot a lot of buildings, and when you point a camera up at a building, it looks like it's falling them back from you, and then I have to correct it in Photoshop, you know, because you don't want buildings falling over in your picture. Tilt shift lens will correct that in camera, so you won't have to use or lose resolution. It's very cool looking. So let me see how this does here. Ooh. Oh, we're at f16. Let's open it up. Focus is fast. That was 1.9 second exposure. There's no card in the camera, so I can't look at it, but yeah, focus is quick. I think this is going to be nice. Let's see the zoom range. Yeah, get some nice background blur too when you zoom to 200. But I'm running up against, I'm taking a picture of the camera that's shooting this, and that's about the minimum focusing distance at 200mm. The zoom ring's kind of, it's very smooth, it's on the loose side, but I think that's because it's actually not moving any of the barrel. It's only moving very small elements internally. So it's an f5.6 maximum aperture. I'm an optics super snob too, by the way. Been so for the last 28 years. uh, Binoculars, which I haven't actually talked about much, camera lenses, anything with optics in it for whatever reason. Um, Audio and optics, those are like my two my two big jams right now, and for almost 30 years. But 5.6, so it doesn't open very big, not a super fast lens. But of course, in medium format, there's a conversion factor of like 0.79 or 0.78, and 5.6 turns into like an f4.2-ish. You can almost subtract a stop from that, and that gives you the equivalent of the background blur. It still only allows f5.6 of light through, but the other thing that's incredible about a medium format camera is the sensor stays so much cleaner at higher ISOs. You can go like a stop or two higher in the ISO and stay just as clean. So like ISO 400 on this can look like ISO 100 on a full frame camera. It's just so clean, it's impressive. I took a shot of my buddy and his wife at breakfast at ISO 6400, and it came out pretty clean. It's just a little subtle grain in the image. It's pretty impressive. So 5.6, when you think of it in those terms of shutter speeds and handholdability, especially with the built-in optical image stabilization and sensor stabilization in the camera, the handholdability is going to be pretty great. So I'm going to test this one out, and once I get a full experience with it, I'll come back with an actual review. I'll also have reviews on the 45 to 100, of course. I've been testing that one out, but I want to have a very thorough synopsis for you. And of course the 45 2.8. So now I just need to know what wide lens to get. I need, really what I was going to do is start traveling to some places, getting everything from landscapes, waterfalls, Grand Canyon, mountains. I want to get back to Yosemite, because Ansel Adams was a big, he's really what got me into photography. I should make a video on that, because it's kind of interesting. So I need 3 lenses, and I have 2 of them so far. The 45 to 100, the 100 to 200. It'd be nice to carry primes for every focal length you need, but these lenses, especially this one so far, really performs like it's 4 prime. So would I rather have 4 lenses that I have to change all the time, or just 1 lens? And I feel like this one's going to be no different. We'll see. I just need a wide. Get my wide lens, and I got a filter coming, and should be good to go. So I'm gonna have another video on tripods. I'm just rambling. It's morning. My coffee hasn't kicked in. Tripod's very important, and I made a decision to go more affordable on a tripod, because I'm running this like a business now. I can't have the luxury of just going to premium and brand new with every piece that I buy, because really what I need to do is take images that will sell, and landscape especially, images don't sell very quickly. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll talk more on the next one. We'll see you guys. Have a good one.